All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to talk about this chapter, the choice of Scotty. Before we talk about this, we have to remember what came before this in the chapters. The last chapter we were talking about ended with the death of a giant who had stolen away Idun and her magic apples. What was that giant's name? Yes? Thiassi. Yeah, no, the pronunciation was fine. Thiassi was killed. How? How did the Aesir bring him down? Yes?
They lit some wood chips and burned Thiassi as an eagle as he tried to fly over the Great Wall.
As he flew over the Great Wall of Asgard, a wall of fire went out. He flew through it and plunged down behind there, where he was slain by Thor and a couple others. Now, Thiassi had a daughter, and that's where this chapter starts. Skadi is actually the beautiful daughter of the giant Thiassi. Now, there is somebody who is supposed to guard the top of the Rainbow Bridge and make sure giants don't get in there. Who is that? Heimdall. Yeah, Heimdall is standing there to make sure that nobody who doesn't belong there gets in. It's a little strange because he kind of forgets his duty completely when Skadi comes walking up the Rainbow Bridge. Mostly because of how incredibly beautiful it is. She is a tall warrior woman. She's dressed all in shining armor, and her face is so beautiful that Heimdall, who is supposed to stop anybody who doesn't belong, he immediately just kind of watches her go by. Alright, so she gets before the throne of Odin and she says, I am the daughter of Thiassi, and I demand what? What do you demand from somebody who has killed a close family member of yours? What do we call that? Yes? No, not revenge. She threatens revenge unless she receives Vergil. Remember? Ah, yes. She wants the death gold. Only it's not really gold she wants. She says she wants Vergil. But what two things does she demand from the Aesir? What's one of the things she wants? Give me one thing.
She wants a husband.
She wants a husband. Very good. That husband, she already has him picked out, too. She knows who she wants it to be. Who does she want it to be? Yes, there is a God of beauty. There is a God of all things that are good. His name is Balder. What else does she want? What's the other thing she demands from them? Come on, this is all about how she's felt since her father's death. Not ringing any bells? What has she not done since her father died?
She wants to laugh.
She has not laughed. So she wants them to make her laugh. And she wants Balder the Beautiful. Now, Vergil is a matter of negotiation. You don't just give somebody, the first offer. You negotiate with them. So they talk her into what? They say, you can't just pick Balder and say, I want Balder. We're not choosing up for kickball here. She said they come up with the idea that you have to choose your husband how? Well, what is the choice of Skadi about? What is she doing in this chapter? Yes?
You pick your husband by their feet.
Yes, you have to pick your husband by seeing his feet. Now, she agrees to this. Why would she agree to this crazy way of picking feet? Come on, what's Balder the God of? Yeah.
Would he have really nice feet?
That's exactly what she thinks. She thinks, I would know Balder's feet anywhere. You line up all those nasty feet and I will know exactly who Balder's... They got to be the most beautiful feet in the world. So she agrees to it. So they line up. I have a picture. This is the choice of Skadi. Here she is. I don't know who these... If these are some of the Aesir back here, whose feet are these? It's supposed to be all the males. Because remember, Balder's not the only one in the contest. And Balder's already married. So all the Icemen are lined up behind the curtain. Who does she pick? She sees some feet that are white and beautiful and soft, and she knows those have to be Baldur's feet. Who does she pick?
Old Njord.
Old Njord, the god of the shallow seas. So, they draw aside the curtain, and she sees she has chosen their version of the old man of the sea. Why? Because his feet are always in the water. That's why they're so white and soft and squishy. So, he's not exactly pleased. He thinks he's being made fun of. Because she doesn't want to marry him. She says, hold on. I don't have to go through with this. You guys have not fulfilled what? What part of the Bear Guild has not happened? Come on, what part of the Bear Guild has not happened? They haven't made her laugh. So she thinks, I can get out of marrying this guy. What happens at that moment? Someone describe it for me. What happens?
Well, Loki runs in with some animals and starts messing around, and he makes her cry with laughter.
You're on the right track. Anybody be a little more specific? Oh, yeah.
Isn't he like on them?
He is on one of Thor's goats. Thor's chariot is drawn by 2 goats. He is balancing on one foot on the back of Thor's goat. He is juggling, and being Loki, what is he wearing? He's wearing a girl's dress, of course, because Loki never misses an opportunity to cross-dress. So, this makes everybody burst out laughing, including Scotty. So Scotty laughs.
So where is he coming from? Is he just, it happens by?
No, he was in the back room. He was getting ready for this.
Okay.
He knew, apparently, that she would try to get out of this, and he wanted to make sure. Yes.
Was he not in the lineup?
Apparently he's not in the lineup. Because otherwise,
Okay.
yeah. Or maybe as soon as she picked Old Njord, he slipped out. He's not mentioned as being part of the lineup, necessarily. Alright, so Scotty laughs, and so she's going to have to marry Old Njord. Even as she is laughing, even as she is wiping away the tears from her, oh, that was such a good joke, Loki. Oh, it was Loki. What does she promise Loki? And it's not a good promise. What does she say? Yeah? No? What does she say?
Pretty much that I'm going to come back and get revenge.
Yeah, she says, I'm going to get you. That was a great joke. I'm going to get you for this. And she does. And she will. So, please have down in your notes, she swears vengeance on Loki because he made her laugh. Now, Old Njord and Scotty try to make it work. They try as best they can to make it work. It's not working out. Mostly it's about the fact that they come from different worlds. Ever hear that? Oh, those 2 people are different. They're too dissimilar. They come from different worlds. They literally come from different worlds. As far as the Norse are concerned, Old Njord was originally one of the Vanir. Now he's an Aesir. And she was what? Where was she from originally? What is her land like? Yeah. She's from Jotunheim, so because she's a giantess. So she comes from a land that is all mountains. So she wants to live in the mountains. So Scotty in the mountains. Old Njord, where does he like to live?
The sea, water.
Down on the coast. Remember, he's the god of shallow waters. So he likes to live at the shores or the coast. And they just find that they cannot live in one another's worlds. What happens to Old Njord when he tries to sleep in the mountains? When he is sharing a bedchamber with her up in the mountains, what keeps him awake all night long? What do you hear up in the mountains? Not yodeling. Yes.
Is there, I think, wolves?
Wolves, that's right. The howling of wolves keeps him awake all night. So, up here you've got the sound of wolves. So they try to live at the seashore. Scotty tries. She tries to sell seashells by the seashore. It doesn't work. Because what? What kind of noises do you get at the coast? The waves are not bad. But what is the animal of Old Njord? Seagulls. Mine, mine, mine.
Come on.
It really is a terrible sound. So, she can't sleep at the shore, he can't sleep in the mountains. They finally decide that they've tried long enough, they call it quits. This is the only divorce that I know of in either Greek mythology or Norse mythology. They agree to disagree. Old Njord, he's going to go back to the coastal waters. And Skadi, she is going to stay in her mountains, but she is still going to be one of the Aesir. She becomes part of their pantheon, part of their family, even though they're divorced. What is she the goddess of? What does she do up in the mountains with those wolves?
How?
She doesn't howl. Yes?
She hunt.
She's the huntress. Isn't it interesting that in both the male-dominated Greek society, where hunting is supposedly the province of men and men alone, except for a few upstarts like Atlanta, we still have the goddess of the hunt. Same thing here. We have the huntress. Skadi is the goddess of the hunt. She is also the goddess of something else, something that we tend to think of as a modern sport, but is actually quite ancient. Something that you would need to get around in the Northlands, especially to go hunting in the depths of winter. Huh?
Not archery.
No, I mean, she is the archer. You are correct. She does shoot bow. That's part of the huntress thing. She is also the goddess of skiing.
What?
Yeah. Like I said, we think of skiing as a modern sport, but for hundreds and hundreds of years, thousands of years, people have been strapping wood to their feet and pushing around that snow.
I don't remember any of this.
Okay. She's the goddess of skiing because that's, anyone remember in the Winter Olympics the event known as the biathlon? You're cross-country skiing, but then you get to a target, you stop, you flop down, you take out your rifle, you shoot the target, put your rifle away, get back up on your skis, and go on to the next location. That's based on how they hunt in those lands. In the winter, they don't just huddle by the fire and go, well, we'll hunt in the spring. No, you've got to hunt all winter long. So they go out in the winter and they ski around and they shoot things with their bows and arrows. And Scotty. All right, and don't forget her promise to pay Loki back. All right, press pause, or stop.